All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Boerboel Show with Exotic Boerboels. I'm the host, Jordan Pittman. Thank you for joining us. Say hi, Nolan. You want to say hi?
Yeah, hi.
Got little Nolan in the house. And we here with our 16-day-old Boerboel puppies. Be careful, Nolan. Be careful. So, got it set up here again. Got my puppies. They moving around really good. See why? So I keep this heating up. What this does is it keeps the temperature nice and balanced, right? So let me just show you how it works when I turn it up. So, no, stand back. So right down here, you can feel the heat. You know what I'm saying? And it radiates. It keeps it constant. So any drafts or anything inside of the room, right here where the puppy's nest at, it's gonna stay consistent. And they have to, because remember when they first coming out the womb, they can't regulate their body temperature. And in order for them to be able to metabolize the food, the temperature got to be constant. It's got to be like around 90 something degrees. The mother is 101 degrees. So when you got more than 4 puppies, you know, this is how they were in the womb. And you see how they all tight and balled up. This is what you want to see. If they get too hot, what they'll do is they'll spread out. And you don't want the floor to be slippery. That's why we put down this padded so the puppies can grip and they can move around. And then I got it enclosed because I'm trying to keep the temperature at a consistent. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can get too cold. Sometimes it can get too hot. The puppies need to be able to spread out or get bunched up if they cold. You know what I'm saying? And with the temperatures being the way that they is, you know, how they fluctuate. We have to keep right here in this nest area regulated. Sometimes you'll catch a draft. Why you don't use a heater or a heat mat is if it gets too hot. And the heater, what happens with the heater is it blows out the hot air and then the air rises. The warm air rises. So you remember you got to keep this down here close by the bottom. This is gonna be the coolest point in the nest, in the room. And the heat is gonna rise up to the top. So the main thing is for the first 7 to 10 days, you making sure that they temperature stays this consistent and that the mom,
Hey, Uncle.
yeah, I'm talking, darling, that the mom is nursing them on a regular basis. So you know, tell Jayla to bring Pearl back in here. She went outside with the dog.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I do is I come sit down right here next to the dog, and now I just get her to stretch out, lay out real calm. You know, I just be real gentle with her. You know, keep my voice tone nice and balanced, nice and even. And I just like showing her how to be careful and just be very gentle with her steps. So here she comes. So the other reason that you want the puppy, see how she sit down right here next to the puppies, and then this one kind of recognize that she back, so he gonna come and start working his way over to the tick. But the key is you want her to be able to locate all of the puppies. Pancake, let Pancake come say hi. Bring her in here. And they cool with each other. That's Auntie Pancake checking out the puppies. But yeah, see how she sits over here. The puppies is cool. They not all over the place. You see a little towel over there, right there. She ain't gonna bother this. Yeah, that's cool. So the other thing that you got to worry about is her smashing the puppies. So see how I got that little ledge right there? So she can't press all the way up against the wall. If a puppy goes back up under there and she leans back, she can't lay flat up against the wall and smash the puppy. That'll keep it. That's like a little bumper there. What's going on, Anthony? So see how the puppies is all bundled up though? She'll come sit right next to them. If it gets too hot, they're gonna be all over the place. They won't be able to nurse. And then what I do is I just kind of comfort her and just talk with her. Come on, Pearl, over this way. And then I'll stretch her out. She tired of these puppies about right now. But I'll stretch her out and I'll put each puppy on the boob. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting there with them for the first few days, making sure that everybody nursing. You know what I'm saying? That's just the general. That's just if for 7 to 10 days. You know, you want to make sure that nobody falls behind because they little puppies and they trying to grow at the same time. If one of them fall behind, it's like it's hard for them to catch up. So you think if your dog, you think she gonna have a big litter? I haven't seen her, but she still got 3 weeks to go. Yeah, so she probably gonna have a big litter with 3 weeks to go. This is where you're looking for the most growth. You know, that last trimester. So with her having a big litter, if she have more than 10, remember she only got 10 boobs. So you might want to get a bottle just so you can come through there and clean and, you know, top each puppy off to make sure, you know, some of them might be 60%, 70%, 80% on the low end. Like if they're not strong or the bigger puppies is pushing them off the teat, you're going to make sure that the weaker ones or the smaller ones, you want to make sure that they get their fair share. And that's where you come in and just top them off. Like if she have 10 or more, really, you gotta look at all of her boobs. You know what I'm saying? Now see how she's sitting here where the puppies can't nurse. So what I have to do is I gotta bring her, lay her head down, come on this way. See how I'm doing it real gentle though? So she just lay over and now she got all them boobs exposed. And then so you're gonna come in and sometimes you feel the boobs.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Make sure that
say that again.
Make sure that the boobs is not like hard. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened is they'll get engorged. So if she starts hiding some of these boobs, right, they'll fill up. And you want to make sure that each one is getting used. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I done already taught her. See how she automatically laid out where she stretched out and all of them boobs is exposed. So then you just coming through and then just putting each puppy on the boobs. You know, you just gonna do that. They know what to do. They've been nurses. You see, they all thick and healthy and strong. They all been. I done already did my thing with them for the first. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just feeding her. She eating a lot, but I check the milk to make sure that it's nice and white, and that it's flowing out of each one of the boobs. Sometimes they'll get to a boob, see how that one ain't squirting the milk out as much. So they done kind of like drain that one out. That one ain't got no milk. These ones right here is real accessible, the ones to the back. But the ones to the front, she just got a lot of milk. The ones to the front. So that's generally what we doing. And then I mean after so many days. So this is like for the first 3 weeks. This is just pretty much all that they do. They can't see, they can't hear. You know, everything is off of the nose. After the 3 weeks, what I'm going to do is I'll start introducing them to the dog food that I make. And I'll take a piece of this. I'll take this and I'm going to move them over there to the other room where they got more space because they got to have four areas. You know, one area to where they're going to be nursing in it because I'm going to have food out there for them. So they have one area where they can go get food and water. It's the same every time. I put the bowl, their food and their water dish right there every time. They're gonna have a bedding area. I'll take a piece of this carpet, cut it, because it's been soiled. It's gonna have that sink. And I'll cover it with some litter, a little bit of litter on top. So I'm kind of like getting them prepared to start using the bathroom outside. You know, they're gonna smell, they're gonna recognize the different smell, and they're gonna feel a different texture under their feet. So I'll take them out over that's gonna be like their potty area. And it'll make it real simple for you to clean up because they're gonna usually use the bathroom in a different area that they play in, a different area than they rest in, and a different area than they eat in. They're gonna have just one little restroom area, and then when we start releasing the puppies to their new homes, they'll already have like somewhat potty trained. All they got to do is take the dogs out on a regular basis and start letting them use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? After we get them their first set of shots, then we can start taking the food outside and feeding them outside because they're going to use the bathroom right after they eat anyway. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much though, that's whelping 101. You know, keeping everything nice and clean. You know what I'm saying? As much as you can, mom, making sure that she's licking the pups. She licks them good. She's monitoring my movements and stuff. And you see how they all clean. They not like wet. They don't got poop crusted up on them. You know what I'm saying? She's licking them. She's keeping them clean. Yo, bitch, with her being a first time mom, although she's 2 years old though, so she's got some experience. She's mature. You might not have to do as much. Her instincts will be done kicked in. Sometimes with the younger moms or the first time moms, you might have to like show her. You might have to wipe the puppies down a little bit because this is the only way. They don't even have enough control of their bodies to regulate how they pooping and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's generally what we do for the first 3 weeks. You also want to make sure you coming in and picking the puppies up and handling them. See how I got him nice and calm when I pick him up. He not whelping and yelling and like he not struggling and stuff. Well, when I first started picking them up though, originally they weren't like this. They'll be doing a whole bunch of that whining and see how I got him flipped upside down in a submissive position. So this is just getting them familiar with being handled, getting them in order to being, like just being good citizens within their pack, within the family. You don't want to have a puppy that's feel like he don't have to be submissive. They're not big dogs yet, you feel me, at all. So he comes out the womb like that, not knowing his place. Now, this just like you ain't gonna let your son just be talking to you any kind of way. He gotta, he got chores and he gotta play his role until he get to a certain age, and then it's time for him to leave the nest anyway. You feel me? So it's the same thing with the dogs. They gotta know that you can handle them, that they can trust you to be picking them up or whoever, to be flipping them over. That they not the highest ranking members of the pack. So that's why we pick them up, we get them. And see, like you just listening to the puppy. See how that one whining a little bit. It's nothing wrong with it. She just want to get by the poop, by the boob. I mean, for the most part though, and then I ain't gonna be never too far away. I help you get it set up. But I like to use my whole thing is the heat lamp is the key. Versus some people will like to use a heater, like a space heater, and just try to heat the room up. But it's really not so much as of heating up the room as it is this little area right here. And because the heat rises to the top, if you're using a space heater, you got to keep this like 80 something degrees. You feel me? So what I do is I like that heat lamp, and you see, so you just put your hand down there to make sure that you can feel the heat. And it's going to have like a light beam in the middle. It's going to have a strong beam in the middle. That's where it's going to be the warmest. And the puppies, what they'll do is they'll just move out the way if they get too warm. If you use a heat mat, what they can do is that could dry them out. You know what I'm saying? And they'll just be dehydrated. Yeah. So that's something that you got to be really aware of. You could check the puppy's hydration by just pitching a little tent and see how that falls right back down. Like you count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that doesn't feel right back down. That's because the puppy's hydrated. If you pitch this up like this and it stays pitched, then you know that the puppy done dehydrated. He done lost elasticity in the skin. And you want them to just make sure that they constantly gaining weight, picking up weight daily. They should be constantly growing. You know what I'm saying? And that's another way that you can catch them before, because what happens with these puppies is when they start falling off. What happens is they'll start falling off. When they fall off, it's like double time for them to try to catch back up. Because remember, he growing at the same time, as he is trying to catch up. It's like double load. It's hard for them to bounce back once they done fell off. The key is staying on top of it, just being able to recognize before they fall down, and you'll be good to go. And like I said, I'll be there with you. We can FaceTime and everything. You know what I'm saying? If we have any issues or whatever, but it should be like clockwork. And see, I just sit here with my girl like this here, make sure that she's nice and comfortable, letting her know that she's being an excellent mom, that she's doing amazing. This the behavior that I'm expecting. This what I'm looking for. She feel real good when me rubbing her and comforting her like this. She's in the proper position. The puppies is nursing good. So now this see that's something that you gotta look out for. See how right here on this one boob. That's why I say you gotta have all of the boobs exposed. You got 10. See how we got 2 puppies right here nursing at the same spot? Well, we know it's only one boob there. So this guy right here, listen, he ain't even see how he wasn't even nursing. He was just on the empty spot. So that could happen too. You know what I'm saying? You'll think all of the puppies is nursing because they look like they nursing and they got boob in their mouth, but you see it was 2 on that one. So that's where you come in. You got to make sure each boob is exposed, and then you counting them up to see who everybody is on one. You just gotta come feel down in there, peel her back, make sure that everybody is exposed. Every now and then you might want to take a towel and wipe these down. You know what I'm saying? Wipe them down if she goes outside. Sometimes she'll use the bathroom, and by her dragging them on the ground, she'll get a little bit of. You don't want the puppies to get that into their system. You want to just keep everything as natural, clean as possible. But sometimes the moms will lick their own boobs, but for the most part, the puppies are gonna be sucking everything off of them. You know what I'm saying? So you don't see like no little debris. You could do it just a little inspection to see. But as long as she's keeping the puppies clean, then you can look and see this female is a veteran mom. See how we got these 2 beefing over this one little boob. That one wasn't getting no milk. Sometimes they'll have their head buried down in there because they see it's warm here. These when they send you home from the vet with the C-section, they'll send you home with some warm. They'll take some water bags and throw them in the microwave. But that's kind of like simulating these boobs, and the puppies can lay on that. So sometimes what they'll do is they'll bury their head because they attracted to the warmth. Their noses is like little radars. You know how you can smell when it's wet in the air, like if it's raining or something. Their noses is like little radars. They got like sonar, and they trying to detect where the warmth is at because they coming up out of the womb where it's 90 something, 101 degrees, and they can't regulate their temperature, so they get cold. But that's where you gotta come in. You gotta keep the temperature consistent because they can't metabolize the milk if they haven't had if they get too cold. You know what I'm saying? So like when we go for the C-section or if we have to take the female in, they'll warm the puppies up. They use the incubators. I don't use no incubator though because I'm right here in here with the puppies. That's like if you worried about her crushing them or something. Like if they have the C-section and she's sedated and then you bring her home, she wakes up, she don't know that there's puppies in there. She might roll on them or something. So what they'll do is they'll put the puppies in the incubator while they gone until she wakes all the way up or if you're not out. But I'm always here with the dogs on top of them. So I don't really have I don't have no use for no incubator. You feel me?
Yeah, that's my only concern though, man. I'm working 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll be asleep like.
Well, the way that things they always seem to work out the way that they supposed to. They probably gonna have a day. She probably gonna have them on your off day. You know what I'm saying? But wifey, where you gonna have them at? Upstairs, downstairs, the basement?
I'm in the back room until they get big enough.
In the basement, upstairs?
First floor.
Okay. Yeah, so you wifey be there though, right?
Off and on. She don't work every day from home.
I think you're gonna be straight though, cause she's pretty smart dog.
Hope so.
She got good instincts.
We'll see.
She don't make to do stuff like her, you know, you keeping her. She stays in the house. She don't have her. She ain't like making messes in the house, pooping or tearing stuff up, destructive.
She getting the garbage every now and then with us.
Yeah. Every now and then, but that's just her taste buds. And then after you come home and catch her done been in the garbage, how she acts, she know she done did something wrong. Yeah, so she got good sense. Sometimes where you have a lot of issues is with a dog that have been outside or just been in the kennel and they live in the kennel. They have, you know, you got the children in there, wifey in there, you there. So this dog is getting mental stimulation. It's working her mind. Whereas some dogs, they just don't have no sense at all. You know what I'm saying? That's where you have problems. And then you're gonna throw her into motherhood. It's like she ain't got no home training. You know, you can't expect her to run no household if she don't even know how to take care of her own self. You feel me? Or if she don't keep her, she don't have the resources though to take care of herself. Like you letting your dogs out on a regular basis, taking them for walks. So it's not like they in no nasty area. You know what I'm saying? Stepping in poop. You know, she's real clean. But every time I see her, she's clean. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think you gonna what's up, scale? I think you're gonna be in good shape. And then, you know, with us backing her up, I don't think we're gonna have no issues. Let me show you this real quick. See how the weights in it. for the heat now? Yeah. Oh, you can get this heat now. Try to be very careful with the heat now. So I burned out 2 bodies with these. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dog knocked one over. I lost 2 dogs. Dog knocked one over. And my dude had a bunch of stuff there. He had a bunch of like landscaping equipment.
Gas in it and all that.
I don't control things. So when they take the dog, they gotta do an investigation. There's nothing to investigate on there. Like, there's no insurance on this. Garage or nothing, man. What y'all talking about? So you see how I got that one screwed in? I got it screwed in like 3 or 4 different places. You might have to take that out. And then you just screw this. See this part right here. Once you get it in the position as well. Tighten that up. So
Nails good.
I put the nails in all up in here.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you know I ain't going for it.
I know we will have it on.
Oh, so the puppies done made their way around there. Yeah, these probably gonna be from 160 to 200. This is Balto's aunt bred to Balto's dad. So if you're looking at Balto, I had some females from Balto's litter. If you look at Bonnie, she's 122 pounds. But yeah, I was just breaking it down for one of my breeding comrades. Remember, exotic Boerboels is a family of breeders, and I'm the leader. And one of my comrades is getting ready to have a litter of puppies, and want to show him. He came to just visit and see exactly how he needs to be in order to get prepared. And a lot of people have different ideas about what needs to happen or the best way to go about doing this. But me personally, I stick with my one formula, and I don't deviate. We bred these 2 dogs together with the hopes of creating the ideal Boerboel, with the thickness, the strength, the power, and from the father's side, the beauty, and then on the mom's side, we're looking for that drive and that athleticism. That's bona fide Cairo bred to exotics coda. That's what Pearl is. And in our lines, we covered the athleticism, the physique, and the drive. And with Bagheera, you got the smooth, easygoing, laid back, and relaxed temperament, with a shocking on top of a shockingly beautiful dog with big bones, big, thick uh, characteristics that are really desirable in the breed that makes them very attractive. So that's the idea behind putting these two dogs together. Right. And you see some people will try to say, well, oh no, that's not the ideal working type. In South Africa, they have a blended pack where some of the dogs see how they able to move around. You're gonna have some dogs that may go with the farmer when he goes out on a hunt, whereas the mastiff type, the variety, they'll stay back and they'll be with the family. You might have some of the dogs that they use for catch dogs, some of the dogs that they use for bay dogs, but Boerboel is a general term that they use for dog or farm dog. The whole word means farm dog. And on the farm, you might have a bunch of different style of dogs. It wasn't until 1983 that they started to refine these dogs through the breed standard. And you had a bunch of different styles and types and varieties. As people might try to argue with those facts, but you can't rewrite history. And if your eyes don't lie, if you look at all of the different Boerboels, you're gonna see a bunch of different varieties. It's not like with a breed that has been bred for hundreds of years and you have this one distinct type. These Boerboels are still undergoing breed refinement. And I think that it's a beautiful thing because you can mix and match your flavors to meet your desires, to meet your lifestyle. Farm, dog, and Africans, right. And people want to say, oh no, it's only one. It's only one. This is the argument against the four different types of varieties of Boerboels. People say, well, it's only one different. It's only one type of Boerboel, the correct type, and I can beg to differ. Um, you can't see that when you look at some of the working Boerboel breeders. They have a very different style of dog, and because of the drives that they use for protection work or the instincts that those dogs carry, the ones that the protection variety, they they are built and they inherit different traits, and they built different and they characterize different because of the work that they perform. So the dogs look different. They're not as heavy boned, they're not thin, they're not as thick, they're not as heavily muscled as the more desirable show style of Boerboels. Well, yeah, it's four different varieties. Yeah, they definitely have to have a big dog because remember they're going up against some of the world's most dangerous predators. Okay, so you definitely gonna have those big dogs. They have a place. You gotta have something that is capable of defense. And smaller dogs, they can't just can't hold. They just not a big enough to go up against some of those more dangerous predators. So what they that's remember that they work in groups, they work in tandems. From what I could see, I see packs of Boerboels. If you just go back through the old footage, if you go back through some of the archives of the Boerboel history, you will see groups of Boerboels, and you'll have some skinnier, taller ones. You'll have some lean, narrow-chested dogs. You got some with the bigger, blockier heads, with the heavy muscle and the heavy bone. And all of those dogs are Boerboels, no more than the other or no less. But you will see varieties within one litter of dogs. You will see multiple different varieties. Pearl came out of a litter of 16 dogs, whereas Joku was the largest puppy. He was around 26 pounds at 8 weeks old. Hugo, Koba, Andrew, Pearl are some of the dogs that we were able to keep in touch with. And you see a bunch of different styles. I would classify Joku as a terrier, more of the terrier type. He's only around 130 pounds. And if you see, he's got that tenacity. He's got that energy. Very courageous. And we're not discounting him because he's not oversized like Balto. So, I mean, it is what it is. This, don't take my word for it. Let your eyes use your own eyes. So, I'm getting ready. I just finished up a beautiful photo shoot. I got individual shots of the puppies. I'm just so anxious and excited for them to grow up and become big dogs already. Yeah, leopards, you got jaguars, you got hyenas, boars, not chimpanzees, baboons. You got some of the world's most dangerous predators in South Africa. So, yeah, we just finished up a nice photo shoot. I'm getting ready to go to the office and load up all of the pictures of the individual puppies on the websites. Eventually, we'll have the collars. Let me just check and see if they're ready for collars just yet. Are they ready for collars? Excuse me, in my French. But I'm really excited. I'm pleased with the dogs. They all doing well. They nice and thick. They got the luscious coats that's got that nice sheen on them. And then that's what we want to see. We want that nice look, luscious sheen. They got heavy pigment. Look like they're gonna be all deep reds with the heavy black mass and the underbodies under, which is desirable per the breed standard. That's what the breed standard calls for. They say the dogs that lack the pigment around the nose and the eyes and the tail and the toes, they say those dogs are prone to sunburn in the South African heat. So that's why they have the liver noses as a fault, and the dogs that lack the pigment. And what I mean by pigment, like you see this puppy here with the black toes. You see everybody has got that heavier black mask. Let's see. See, you could tell that it's heavy because when I say heavy, it's coming up the top of the forehead, and you see it all under the body. And this is everybody's nice and comfortable. You can see the richness in the coat, under the underbodies. So let me just double check and make sure. Let's see if they're ready for some collars just yet. I don't think that they are. Almost. A couple more days. They'll be ready. As soon as they get on that dog food, they're going to blow up. Yeah, I'm in Northeast Ohio. I'm right outside of Cleveland, in the suburbs. See this puppy trying to find that boob. This the smaller one. I still got high hopes for this one. Say hi. They're gonna have excellent temperaments. What's going on, Mr. Hobbs? Yeah, you got to see Balto. That boy is a machine. These are baby Balto brothers. These Balto brothers, brother cousins. Bring Mr. Hobbs. We having a dog show coming up in July. Bring Hobbs so he can meet his family. Y'all let me know if y'all want to continue to. I could leave this going while I go upstairs to the office. I could let this run. I got plenty of juice on my battery. If y'all enjoying the show, I could just let it run and let it go. Okay, Mr. Collins, we could get you dogs out there in California. We got a reliable transportation company that we use, Elite Pet Transportation, and they travel across the United States twice a month. The dogs are going to be extremely well cared for. Yeah, that was Balto's dad that just left, and Balto he is a beast. He really is a world class Boerboel, and I wish that I'm not. I wish I just always want a dog like that for myself. They seem to always get away from me, but it's okay because he's still in the family. He's still a part of the program. Yeah, the Boerboels are good in apartments. The thing with the Boerboel is more about your lifestyle. Are you dedicated? Are you going to be active? Are you going to make sure that the dog's needs are met? Are you willing to take the dog outside every single day for an hour, every other day, and make sure that they're getting plenty of exercise? It's also going to be good for yourself. If you plan on living a sedentary lifestyle where you don't move around too much, no, they're not going to be good in apartments. If you out every day or you have an active lifestyle, you don't mind having the dog with you. That's you, the type of person that's going to rain, sleet, or snow. You got to get out there and be involved in the environment. Then this is a perfect dog for the apartment. But it really is about the person, the individual characteristics. Really, no dog is going to be well suited for an apartment because they have to have, if you're not willing to meet the dog's physical and mental needs. Every dog has a physical and mental that needs physical and mental stimulation from the interaction with people and the environment. And the less of that they have, the more inclined they are to become destructive and have bad habits. Oh yeah, if you're in California and you outside and they're gonna love that. Plenty of sunshine for the dogs, plenty of different smells, birds chirping, all of that is the ideal for a dog. You know, if you're the type of person that's going to be getting involved in the environment, active and outdoorsy, and you do things that the dog can participate in, then that's going to be a really nice relationship. But if you if you plan on locking the dog up and keeping them in the crate for the majority of his day, which equals the majority of his life, I mean these dogs would destroy a crate in a very short time. I mean, the crates that they have here in the United States, the average crate that you're going to get from PetSmart is no match for a Boerboel's power, and they just come right up out of there. Eventually, they get just tired or bored, and that's when they become destructive, and now you got a nightmare on your hands. So you just have to be honest with yourself. Am I willing to take the dog out on a regular basis, 3, 4 times a week, and exhaust this dog? Make sure that he's nice and tired. You see how Pearl is rested and relaxing, and just you don't hear no dogs um, screaming out for attention, screaming for them because we went for a nice run today. I keep my dogs always on the go. I simulate they absolutely way more than Rottweilers. but I simulate their natural migration instincts by leading them on a nice long 5 to 7 mile run on a regular basis. When the weather is nice, we might go up to 12 miles. Friday night when everybody else is sleeping or at the party or to the club or socializing, I'm hanging out with my dogs. We go for long, extensive runs, and they able to smell the trail and get familiar with raccoon and squirrel and mark their territory, and deer and coyotes and dogs. And it's just like they reading the newspaper. And because of that, you get a nice, comfortable, relaxed, resting dog. Pearl went out for 3 miles approximately today on a nice run, straight run for about 30 to 45 minutes straight. And then as a result of that, her metabolism is how she's able to process the nutrition. And her stool is nice and firm. She's healthy. She's got an abundance of milk. And this is what she does when she comes home. She just sleeps and rests and relaxes. But if you're not dedicated to yourself enough, that this is something that part of your lifestyle, that you want to be healthier, that you want to be happier, that you want to feel good. If you're not committed to yourself enough, then I'm going to just be straight up with you. You don't want to get a Boerboel. Yeah, it's a simple life, though. It's a simple life. I don't rock tennis shoes. I wear boots. I stay with boots on. I got always work clothes on. Drive a Chevrolet truck, Silk 1500. I got simple cars. I don't have like a Bentley or Mercedes Benz or nothing like that. And I mean, because that's not required, I just live a simple life. And I'm committed to just very few things. First and foremost, my family. So I owe that to them to be healthy. And the dogs require exercise, and so I'm out there with them because I want to give them what they deserve. That's my obligation. That's my responsibility, and I'm holding myself accountable. But it's a lot of sacrifices involved. But to me, it's not a sacrifice that's not worthwhile. And that's the sum total of my existence, really. And it's been this way for years, for over 17 years, now going on 18 years. It's commitment. That's right, God, family, and then me. That's exactly right. Pray, study, research, exercise, eat the right foods, because I gotta be here. Got a lot of people and puppies depending on me. And that's the real, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I gotta get busy on the exercise on the website, but I could leave this here. But it really ain't much to see. It's not a whole lot going on. It's probably what you're going to get. Just puppies just resting, relaxing, and nursing. But stay tuned, because it's coming soon. A whole lot of live action, y'all. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their night. I'll catch y'all on the next episode in the next day or so. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified. That way you won't miss none of the live action. Peace.
No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you got a deal run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth.